Let's take a look at what's going on with Dogecoin today, guys. Alright, so in last night's video, we were watching this falling wedge pattern, or what I was thinking might be a falling wedge pattern. I was saying we have resistance, 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 giving me that trend line on the top right there. And I was saying if we could break that trend line going to the upside, then this falling wedge could be in motion or performing, and we could be looking at the previous resistances, something like that. I was also hoping, because I had a limit order at .339 right below this support line, I was hoping that we would break the support and then hit the limit order and then get a fake out and move up, but instead of doing that, we just bounced, held support on this bottom line right here where we had support, support, support. We have that trend line right there. That third support, when we came down right here, we actually just found support and bounced to the upside instead of actually breaking through and then doing something like that, like I was hoping, because I wanted to fill this limit order. I've been looking at .339 in the last couple videos because of the Fibonacci retracement levels, the 38% level from the big run that we had. Let's go ahead and zoom out real quick. We had a big run, set up the Fibonacci retracement levels with the Fibonacci tool right here from the bottom to the top, something like that. And that gives us those levels to watch, but then that's why I'm watching that .339. So I'm watching that I was, because we were heading down. So let's zoom out a little bit. Like I've been talking about in my videos, a lot of times these Fibonacci retracement levels, like the 23, the 38, the 50, it'll bounce in between those levels, and you can see that we've done that. We went up, got resistance in this area, started coming down, got support in this area, came up, got resistance in this area, came down. That's why I was hoping that we could fill that limit order again, but we didn't quite come all the way down. We got really close to it. Let me zoom in. We got really close to that target, but we didn't quite hit it, or I didn't quite hit it, should I say. And yeah, like I was saying last night, we had that falling wedge pattern, which is a bullish pattern. We just have to wait till it breaks to the upside. Once it broke to the upside right here, I was kind of wanting to buy this breakout, but I just didn't. I didn't have the money, and I guess I could have closed this limit order and put it right here, but I just didn't. I was like, I'm just gonna wait for it. I'm just gonna see how it plays out, really. If I miss it, then I miss it, but I did want to buy some in this area. It's okay though. I'll see if it comes back down. I'm just gonna leave this limit order. If it doesn't get filled, then it doesn't get filled, but I'm gonna leave it. What I'm thinking though, it's possible that now that we're heading upwards, like we kind of found support at that 38% level. I'm wondering if now that we're heading up, if we're actually gonna start heading up towards the 23% level, sitting at .394. It does look like we're having a little bit of trouble right now. Like we are kind of getting some red candles and kind of, having a little bit of trouble pushing up, continuing to push up. And okay, so let's go ahead and let's look at the 5-minute time frame. We've actually been able to see a lot with the 5-minute lately. Let's see. Okay, so we have this trend, something like this. It looks like we kind of broke that going sideways. Then we broke it actually going up though. So I think the other little trend that it looks like we have is something like this, where we have support, support, support. So we had this uptrend. We kind of broke that one going sideways, or it's still going up, but we did break it. So let's go ahead and get rid of this one. In the meantime, though, we did form this other trend line where we have support, 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 giving me an uptrend. But we are kind of having trouble continuing to push up, in my opinion. Kind of. I mean, we are technically still getting higher lows and higher highs, except for this high. It does look like this. So we had higher highs, and then now we're getting a lower high right there. So this could be like a little signal that we might start coming back down, but I don't know. I mean, technically, until we break this trend line right here, going to the downside, then we're in an uptrend, and it could continue to push up. So it's good, kind of. But yeah, I'll be looking at this trend line today, and if we break that one going to the downside, then I'm going to get more confident on that limit order that I was talking about at .339. Until then, I'm going to be less confident. Like I said, when we broke this resistance line right here, when we broke this resistance going to the upside, That's when I became a little less confident on the limit order since we're pushing up. It was coming down. We had this trend line, broke that, changed direction pretty much. So let's see how far we can keep the direction going to the upside. And yeah, I'll be watching this trend line right here. Let's see if we break it going to the downside or if we just continue to push up and continue to go higher. I think in general with the falling wedge pattern, we kind of have a couple different targets. Like I was saying, we target the previous resistances. Let's switch to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so we have boom, 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 which means the previous resistances are the targets. In general, the top resistance would be the ultimate target, but sometimes it doesn't perform like that. Sometimes it just goes to like halfway or something, and that's pretty much we came up and hit this resistance right here. So I'm curious. I guess what my point is there's still one more up here at .371, this previous resistance. So I don't know. What I was going to say is if we continue to move up on this trend line, maybe we'll come up to this level at .371 and continue to move up. And then, you know, this falling wedge would have performed completely. But if not, then what am I trying to say? Okay, so we already hit this level though. We already kind of hit these previous resistances, so maybe like that's the extent of that pattern's performance. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to be watching this trend line right here. Let's see if we break it going to the downside or if we continue to push to the upside and bounce on it. Let's see what else. Let's go to the daily time frame real quick and just check this out before we go. I'm going to delete all these lines. I just want to show you the moving averages. I just kind of want to focus on that for a second. Okay, so we have the 9 moving average, this blue line right here, and when we're above it, it's bullish, and when we're below it, it's bearish. Meaning when we're below it, we get resistance on it and get pushed to the downside. When we break above it, like right here, then we get support on it and push to the upside. Support on it, upside. Break below it, resistance, downside. Resistance, downside. Okay, so basically, like I said, if we're on top, then it's good. If we're on bottom, then it's bad. So we have the blue line right here. We're below the 9 moving average right now, which is bearish a little bit. But as you can see, it has been kind of going in and out of the 9 moving average. So it's possible that we could just break through it again, but we're gonna have to wait and see. In general, though, I would rather be above the 9 moving average than below it, because like I was saying, when we're below it, usually it's resistance and it pushes us down. When we're above it, it's more likely that we're going to get support on it and then bounce to the upside. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it's just like kind of something like a puzzle piece. So this is below it on the daily. That is telling me that we're kind of a little bearish right now until we break that 9 moving average. And the 9 moving average is sitting at around, let's see, .371, around that previous resistance. So yeah, let's see what happens. If we switch to the weekly time frame and look at this 9 moving average, we're also below the weekly 9 moving average. And this, the higher the time frame, the stronger, you know, the more, or the stronger the signals are, I guess you can say. So we were clearly above the 9 moving average in this whole area, and then we broke below it right here, and ever since then we've been getting resistance on it in this. Once we broke below it right here, then we've been coming up to it, getting resistance and kind of getting pushed to the downside and having trouble continuing to push up, should I say. So yeah, we're below the weekly 9 moving average, which is also bearish. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. What am I trying to say? Like, this isn't, like, we're not guaranteed to go lower just because we're below the 9 moving average. It's possible that we break through it and go up, but it's just one of those things that, like I was saying, a piece of the puzzle that you kind of have to like take into account, that we're below the 9 moving average. It's possible that it's going to continue to give us trouble. That's basically the point of the 9 moving average and all that stuff. So yeah, we look at a lot of different things and try to, figure out what's going on. We have trend lines, we have moving averages, we have Fibonacci retracement levels. There's probably a few other things, but we have volume. We get all these things and kind of put the puzzle together and see what's going on. But that's basically what I'm looking at. I was hoping that it would come down to. I hope it would continue to go down to .339. I still kind of do want it to come down a little bit and go to .339, but we are technically kind of. It does seem like we are getting like a little bounce right here, going to the upside. Let's see how far this uptrend will go. Let's see. Let's go back to that. What was it? I think it was like we could even probably do it on the 1 hour time frame. It was something like this though. Let's see if we hold this uptrend. Let's go to the 5 minute just because that was a little more clear. Sometimes when you go like to the lower time frames, you can kind of, or higher, you can see like things just to look a little more clear. Kind of like right here, you can kind of see because the chart has been moving so fast that we have that trend line a little more clearly right there. We are testing it right now. Let's see what happens. And like I was saying, we were getting higher highs. Now we're getting a lower high. That's another signal right there that we might be having trouble continuing to head up. But I think that about does it for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys like the video, sorry about the comments again. I've been trying to clean it up, but it's hard. If you guys like the video, hit that thumbs up though, and if you guys want to watch the last night's video, check it out right here where I talked about the falling wedge. And then if you guys are new to trading or looking at charts, check out this playlist right here. It'll help get you started with TradingView, which is the website that I use. All right, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.